Hey guys, Darklork here, back with part 4, I think, of our Assassin's Creed 1 playthrough. So last time, oh boy last time, we got mad. Last time we had a rough time with a mission. I got pissed and I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. I don't care that we've only been recording 30 minutes or so anyway, it ended up being like an hour and 15, I think. Hour and 20, something like that. But then I cut out all but like 34 minutes or something. I haven't done like an actual 30-minute episode since like I don't even know what. I haven't done like a 30-minute episode since when I used to live with my parents and I was uploading on their super crappy internet. Anyway, so off camera. So the plan was that I was like, okay, like there's so much busy work like that I have to get to the point of being able to do before we can even like get to the rest of this. So, you know, I just like I hit this point that I'm like, okay, like there's things that I have to do. So I wanted off camera to get all the viewpoints and unlock everything so that when we jump back into part 4, we could just go right into the missions, grab our investigations, and be done with it. Like, as quickly as possible. So, that is exactly what I did. Off camera, I ran around, I got all the viewpoints, I've done it in all of the cities or wherever, and so we're totally good to go. So now we should be able to just knock out all the cities, all the investigations, and it should be fairly rapid. So that's the hope anyway. So we're gonna avoid the informer, because if it's a race, it's fine. But if it's those whole like, you know, assassinate them quietly, it's not gonna be fine. So we are going to do these pickpocketing ones because they are the least annoying of our available options, and that'll be what we do. So we're moving that way. We also just finished Walking Dead before my lunch break. We finished Walking Dead and then I had lunch. And now we're back in Assassin's Creed. I wasn't positive if I was going to move into this today or not. There was a few IRL things that I was doing.
You have no business here. Leave.
Okay, that sounds good. I hear you, man. It'll heal, don't worry. Anyway, and then part of it is I just really didn't want to play it all that bad. So it's like, I was like, well, I have some IRL things to do anyway, and so I was going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, like I'm never gonna get through the game if I don't actually play it. So
Die, heathen.
what? And he's dead. All right, cool, good talk. Anyway, anywho, and so wow. Anyway, so, you know, there was like, yeah, and so part of it is I just didn't want to play it all that bad. In addition to, I had stuff to do today. So, excuse me, guys. Anyway, but obviously, I'm never gonna get through the game if I don't play it. So, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not awesome. I don't love it. Okay, obviously they're not gonna be super kosher with me going in there. So, we will go around. Anywho. And so, yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, I have complaints, obviously, and there's things about the game I don't like, which obviously isn't great. Okay, I guess we're going down here.
Who did this? Show yourself.
There they are, right there. I don't know if I'm, like, not allowed to be here, or if it was just, like, don't cross us. Not that. Okay, so guards are looking around. They're upset because I think they saw the body up top. But I'm not automatically in trouble. I think the red only means if I do something dumb, they're gonna jump me. I don't know. Am I gonna get busted for walking in front of this guy? Okay, I guess not. Good.
They let you come and go as you please. I thought the fortress was closed to all.
Aye, but William wishes to have repairs completed as soon as possible. It's been to our advantage.
The perfect cover. It's clever.
Anyway, I've finished my report and should deliver it.
For once, it seems things might go our way, and not by accident.
Well, the Bible does say God helps those who help themselves.
Nah, it doesn't, actually. That's from one of Aesop's fables. The Bible says quite the opposite, in fact. Many passengers are being patient and faithful and waiting for the Lord to decide if he wishes to assist.
Well, I say we've waited long enough.
You'll hear no argument from me.
Very well. I'm off then.
Sorry, sir. Didn't realize you'd be walking this way. Nailed it. Alright. He's like, who did that? I'm like, one guy in the hallway. And he knows it just happened, and there's one dude in the hallway. Who the hell do you think did it? Anyway, whatever. Don't worry about that. To the next one. Alright, here we go.
What news?
Grim, I finished my scout. A direct assault won't work.
What's the trouble?
Archers. He's got them all over the fortress. And no easy way to reach them. They'd pick us off before we'd made it 10 feet inside.
You've kept a record, yes?
Aye, I've marked their positions on a map.
Bring it to the others. No doubt they'll have a use for it.
Very well. I'll go at once.
Stay strong, brother.
Yes, and you.
Alright. We must get that information. Walk this way, but past me, please. Or better go the other way, but I've already accepted that he's probably not doing that.
What was that you called us before, eh, Stephen?
I'm just a priest, or whatever. Or a scholar, whatever. Aren't those guards just the worst? Just staring at me. They're just staring at us. I'm just been like, oh, I got it. Yes, of course. Well done, me. High fives, me. Anyway, one more. Let's go. Alright. Lady, I have no money for you. I'm an assassin. Why would I need money? Get out of me face, woman.
Perhaps it was unwise to embrace William. He is old and thinks too much of himself.
His army is the largest beyond the Ocinon. We'll have need of them. For now, I'll go and visit with the other brothers. Make sure they have everything they need.
Aye, they must not fall.
Fear not, the Master has a plan. Even now, he prepares a way to turn our losses to his advantage, should it come to that.
What does he intend?
The less you know, the better. Just do as you've been instructed. Deliver the letter you carry to our Master.
Beautiful. Alright. As soon as he has to leave the stall, I'm just gonna hold blend, because he won't suspect me if I hold my hands together or whatever. Don't mind me. Got it. Alright. Lady? Get out of my face. We're all poor. Life is hard. Get out of here. I'm willing to bet I can outrun you. I'm faster than you. Anyway, to the bureau. Let's go. We can actually get this going. Okay, we are outside the bureau. Let's go tell the dude. Hey, man.
Altair, what brings you back so soon?
I've done as asked and armed myself with knowledge.
Speak, and I will judge.
William's host is large and many men call him master, but he's not without enemies. He and King Richard do not see eye to eye.
It's true, they've never been close.
This works to my advantage. Richard's visit has upset him. Once the king has left, William will retreat into his fortress to brood. He'll be distracted. That's when I will strike.
You're sure of this?
As sure as I can be. And if things change, I'll adapt.
Then I give you leave to go. End the life of Montferrat, that we may call this city free.
I'll return when the deed's been done.
Alright.
Forwarding memory to a more recent one.
We have our orders. Let's fly. We're allowed to go now. We're endorsed. And that's what matters. Let's go, shall we? Alright, you guys ready for this?
3,000 souls, William. I was told they would be held as prisoners and used to barter for the release of our men.
The Saracens would not have honored their end of the bargain. You know this to be true. I did you a favor.
Oh, yes. A great favor indeed. Now our enemies will be that much stronger in their convictions. Fight that much harder.
I know our enemy well. They will not be emboldened, but filled with fear.
Tell me, how is it you know the intentions of our enemies so well? You who forsake the field of battle to play at politics?
I did what was right, what was just.
You swore an oath to uphold the work of God, William. But that is not what I see here. No. I see a man who's trampled it.
Your words are most unkind, my liege. I would hope I might have earned your trust by now.
You are Acre's regent, William, set to rule in my stead. How much more trust is required? Perhaps you'd like my crown.
You missed the point. But this is nothing new.
Much as I'd like to waste my day trading words with you, I've a war to fight. We'll have to continue this another time.
Do not let me delay you then, Your Grace. I fear there will be no place for men like him in the New World. Send word that I wish to speak with the troops. We must ensure that everyone is doing their part. Warn them that any negligence will be severely punished. I'm in no mood to be trifled with today.
Yes, my lord.
The rest of you, follow me.
All right. All right. Let me just make sure no one's staring at me. I mean, no, like, the guard is what I was worried about. It's just a practice, that part, you know, just making sure. Can I still run up walls and not grab anything? Okay, perfect, good. We're in good shape. Let's see, it's looking like a very slick, very stone wall. I mean, other than all the stones jutting out of it, which, don't be deceived, I don't seem to be able to grab those. Right. Well, heaven forbid it was too easy. Am I just allowed to walk in here? I mean, everyone else is doing it. Nothing from you guys? Oh, alright. Hell yeah. I was overthinking it. Okay. So obviously I can't go that way. What would be the fastest way to the roof? A ladder is a pretty fast way to the roof.
You're somewhere you shouldn't be. Leave before you get hurt.
Easy.
Push him again.
Now shut up. Alright, anyway. Don't worry about that. That was something else. Some other archer guy staring at me.
Men, gather up. Heed well what I have to say. I come from speaking with the king, and the news is grim. We stand accused of failing in our duties. He does not recognize the value of our contributions to the cause.
For shame!
He knows nothing! He's wrong! Peace! Peace! Hold
I'm
your
tempted to
tongue.
chuck a knife at him.
Aye, he speaks falsely, but his words are not without some merit. To tour these grounds, it is easy to find fault, to see imperfection. I fear we have grown slack and lazy.
Close to
the
me!
fortress. Do not let the assassin leave here alive.
Stay on him! He's running into a dead end!
I didn't think it would work. I was just trying.
Seal the fortress. Do not let the assassin leave here alive.
The timing on those big ones are just brutal. I may fail every time. See? See?
You'll be dead.
Alright, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Whoa. I'm on the ground. Okay. Hey, sir. There he is. There he is. Ow. Look at that. Sometimes I can do it. Most of the time I can't, but sometimes I can. Ow. This guy makes me look like a bitch. Yay!
Rest now. Your schemes are at an end.
What do you know of my work?
I know that you are going to murder Richard and claim Akka for your son Conrad.
For Conrad, my son is an arse, unfit to lead his host, let alone a kingdom. And Richard, the Oncino is no better, blinded as he is by faith in the insubstantial. Acre does not belong to either of them.
Then who?
The city belongs to its people.
How can you claim to speak for the citizens? You stole their food, disciplined them without mercy, forced them into service under you.
Everything I did to prepare them for the new world. Stole their food? No. I took possession so that when the lean times came, it might be rationed properly. Look around. My district is without crime, save those committed by you and your ilk. And as for the conscription, they were not being trained to fight. They were being taught the merits of order and discipline. These things are hardly evil.
No matter how noble you believe your intentions, these acts are cruel and cannot continue.
We'll see how sweet they are, the fruits of your labors. You do not free the cities as you believe, but rather damn them. And in the end, you'll have only yourself to blame. You who speak of good intentions.
Alright, well, we killed him. Anyway, and now we are out of here. So now it's time to escape. I will see you guys whenever I manage to lose these people. Alright, we are here. We did it. I managed to lose them. It wasn't even the worst chase I've ever had.
What news?
William of Montferrat is dead, and with him his plans for betrayal.
You've done well keeping Akka from his hands.
But why now, when the Crusaders require unity most? Could have waited.
Waited for what? For Richard to return and discover his schemes? No. It was the perfect time for him to strike.
Strange. I was sure he meant to take Akka for Conrad, yet he claimed this was not his plan.
You cannot trust the words of a snake, which even in death produces venom.
I should discuss this with Al-Muallim.
Yes, my friend. Make haste for Masyaf. I am sure he is eager for news.
Yes, very well.
Fast forwarding memory to
Alright,
a more
let's
recent
go talk to
one.
Dad. Let's see if he's happy with me. Hopefully he is. Also an achievement. Yay. That's the real takeaway. Want fast forward? I would love to. I would love to. You think Dad's gonna be proud of me?
Jar carriers can easily break your cover if you cause them to drop what they're carrying.
Yeah, no kidding. Everyone in the dang city's carrying a jar on their head, precariously.
Come, Altair. I would have news of your progress.
I've done as you've asked.
Good, good. I sense your thoughts are elsewhere. Speak your mind.
Each man I'm sent to kill speaks cryptic words to me. Each time I come to you and ask for answers. Each time you give only riddles in exchange, but no more.
Who are you to say no more?
I'm the one who does the killing. If you want it to continue, you'll speak straight with me for once.
Tread carefully, boy. I do not like your tone.
And I do not like your deception.
I have offered you a chance to restore your lost honor.
Not lost. Taken. By you. And then you sent me to fetch it again like some damn dog.
It seems I'll need to find another. A shame. You showed great potential.
I think if you had another, you'd have sent him long ago. You said the answer to my question would arise when I no longer needed to ask it. So I will not ask. I demand you tell me what binds these men.
What you say is true.
Got him.
These men are connected by a blood oath not unlike our own.
Who are they?
Non nobis, domine non nobis.
Templars.
Now you see the true reach of Robert de Sales.
All of these men, leaders of cities, commanders of armies.
All pledge allegiance to his cause.
Their works are not meant to be viewed on their own, are they? But as a whole, what do they desire?
Conquest. They seek the Holy Land not in the name of God, but for themselves.
What of Richard? Salah ad-Din?
Any who oppose the Templars will be destroyed. Be assured they have the means to accomplish it.
Then they must be stopped.
That is why we do our work, Altair. To ensure a future free of such things.
Why did you hide the truth from me?
That you might pierce the veil yourself. Like any task, knowledge precedes action. Information learned is more valuable than information given. Besides, your recent behavior had not inspired much confidence.
I see.
Altair, your mission has not changed. Merely the context within which you perceive it.
And armed with this knowledge, I might better understand those Templars that remain.
Is there anything else you want to know?
What about the treasure Malik retrieved from Solomon's temple? Robert seemed desperate to have it back.
In time, Altair, all will become clear. Just as the role of the Templars has revealed itself to you, so too will the nature of their treasure. For now, take comfort in the fact that it is not in their hands, but ours.
If this is your desire.
It is. You are restored another rank. Take back your weapon. Use it to bring honor to the Brotherhood. Altair, before you go...
Yes?
How did you know I wouldn't kill you?
Truth be told, Master, I didn't. I took a leap of faith.
Ah, see what he did there? I mean, like, he's not gaining anything by not telling him at this point. Altair is clearly struggling to be loyal. You know what I mean? He's questioning things. Extra throwing knives. I now have more throwing knives, which is obviously spicy. Super awesome. Throwing knives are actually good. They're just incredibly rare. They're just a pain to get more of, but they are good. Anyway, I don't need to practice. I know how throwing knives work. You have to be on the short sword, and then you can throw throwing knives. So obviously I know how it works, but anyway. So yeah, you know, I mean, he's not really... I see why, like, you know, in a perfect world, he could have just not said anything, and then Altair could have been like, you know... He could have been like, you know, oh, they're all Templars. I totally get it, Dad. Thanks. You know, good talk, Master, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, in a perfect world, in a more patient world, you know, Altair could have been there. But he's already been in trouble. He's already, obviously, has a pride issue. He already clearly is having a, you know... I mean, he's struggling, and he's not doing well. And it's not so much, like... I feel like that it's not so much that he's questioning as much, like, what he stands for, what assassins do, or whatever. It was that, like, he's like, okay, but is there a point to this? He's like, because I feel like there is. And then being kept in the dark only made him chafe, like, more underneath his orders, rather than, like, okay, sure, I'll do it now. But now that he knows they're Templars, I feel like it'll be easier for him to be like, okay, so there is a reason, there is a point. But, you know, and, like, if he can understand his enemy a little better, it'll probably be easier for him to actually, like, you know, participate in the rest of it. It'll be easier for him to carry out his duties if he knows that there's a bigger cause for it. There's a bigger reason for it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't know. Like, so I feel like that at this point, you know, yes, it would have been great if Altair had come to that conclusion on his own and he didn't need to be told, but would eventually, you know, the Master is like, okay, look, they're all Templars, okay? Like, they have an order too. It's opposite side of the same coin to the Assassins, but the Templars are all evil. They want to take away your free will and your agency. You know what I mean? Whereas the Assassins are like, no, you know, you shouldn't have your free will taken away like that, you know? The struggle of good and evil. That's what Assassins versus Templars is all about. You know what I mean? Anyway, and so yeah, you know. But I feel like ultimately it will do Altair good to have the knowledge of, you know, this is important and this does matter, and, you know, and I am like a valuable tool. I'm not just some errand boy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just saying that personally, I think it'll ultimately do good. It's not quite the way it probably could have gone, but ultimately it'll be a good thing. Anyway, so now we're on to Jerusalem, and
throwing knives to deal with distant enemies.
I'm almost positive that I already got all the like scouting and everything, because I knew that I would want to be able to jump into the next one. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm almost positive. Yes, we did. Okay, so we need 3 of them. We will do the eavesdropping, and then we'll do the 2 pickpocketing ones. So I'll probably see you at the first pickpocketing one, because it's the one that's most, you know, it's the most north objective, the closest one comparatively. So yeah, so we will go ahead and run over there, and I will see you guys there. All right, we're here.
They sent word you wish to speak with me.
Majduddin intends another execution today. We must ensure all goes well.
It is my duty to serve.
Bring the document I've given you to your master. This way he'll know where my men are at all times. And be quick about it. We can ill afford any delays.
There will be none. You have my word. Is there anything else?
We've reason to believe they've infiltrated the city. Majduddin fears for his safety. Truth be told, I don't blame him. A man in his position has many enemies.
I'm sure your men will keep him safe.
God willing.
Alright. We're locked in. I'm a priest or someone in deep prayer. There's no reason to talk to me, or a scholar. I'm anything you want me to be, so long as you just don't suspect me. And I just happened to be walking towards you like a shark in the crowd. But there's no other reason to be afeared. Don't mind me, Mr. Thug Guy. I'm just a guy about to steal this dude's wallet. Nailed it. I was like on the stairs. I was right there, but like he was like a hair's breadth away from me. Anyway. Okay, luckily the next one is right here, so I'm not even gonna have to cut away for this one. Alright, just gonna run down. Whoop. Alright, we're good. Okay, here. Ah, nope, not that.
Did you see the order? He wants us to repair a stage for another execution today.
It's the one at the western edge of Solomon's Temple. I was on my way just now.
So much death.
Worried that our true leader might return and bring a measure of justice to this city.
Yes, and not this mockery Majduddin parades before us.
How? How does something like this happen?
Everyone appointed in Salah ad-Din's stead is met with an untimely end. And now the position falls to him. He, who was once nothing more than the Emir's scribe.
How convenient. It would not surprise me to learn he was behind these accidents.
Shh! If the guards hear us, we'll be taken for treason. Executed on the very platform we have to repair. Come, let us return to work.
There's like a guard right there. Dun-dun.
Go away.
Dun-dun. Excuse me, guard.
Your presence annoys me.
Wow. Why was he allowed to pass? Does the word favoritism mean anything to you? Well, it's a problem, because I can't. That crafty bastard. I'm going to get you, Mr. I'm allowed to walk past the guards, because I'm someone who thinks they're more important than they are. Oh, damn it. This guy's got to stop walking past all these patrols of guards, dude.
What do you want? You done that?
Nope, I'm a priest. Go away. Keep walking. Keep walking. Got it. That one was so dumb, dude. He's just like, cause I keep walking past these like patrols of guards and I can't do anything about it. Butthead. Anyway. But it's fine, because now we have the best one of all of them. Eavesdropping, my favorite. Alright, to the last one we need for this investigation. Okay, so they're obviously... I've already figured out what to do. Excuse me, friends. I'm going to share this bench with you.
I am sorry, Ahmad. It came without warning.
My son? They have my son? What is to be done with him?
We did everything we could.
What is to be done with him?
He's to be executed. Today.
No. I won't allow it.
But what can we do? Majduddin will hear no appeals. He says there can be no barter with God's will.
This is not God's will, but madness. I'll go to him myself. Where is he?
He will attend the execution. Perform it even. He enjoys the act. Truly evil man.
We have no time to lose then. Let's go.
Ah. Well, well. Majduddin is performing an execution today. I have no idea how to say that. I was just guessing on how that was supposed to be pronounced. The point is, we can return to the bureau leader, so let's frickin' go. Alright, we are here. Let's, get the go-ahead. Oh, it's this guy, yikes.
What news, novice?
I am not a novice.
A man's skill is defined by his actions, not the markings on his robe.
We can trade barbs or do Al-Muallim's work. It's your decision.
Then be out with it.
Jerusalem's regent Majduddin is holding a public execution not far from here. It's sure to be well guarded, but it's nothing I can't handle. I know what to do.
And that is why you remain a novice in my eyes. You cannot know anything, only suspect. You must expect to be wrong, to have overlooked something. Anticipate, Altair. How many times must I remind you of this?
As you wish. Are we done?
Not quite. There is one more thing. One of the men to be executed is a brother. One of us. Al-Muallim wishes for him to be saved. Do not worry about the actual rescue. My men will take care of that. But you must ensure Majduddin does not take his life.
I won't give him the chance.
So I hope.
Good. I hate this guy. I'm out of here. Let me leave. Thank you.
Fast forwarding.
Like, I hate that guy, dude. He's such a dickhead. No one likes him, man. Alright. Let's do it. During the execution today, he'll be near the western edge of Solomon's temple. Well, you heard. I almost said the guy, but I read that, so whatever. You know what we have to do, so let's go do it. Alright, we're here. Along with everyone else in Jerusalem.
Silence! I demand silence! People of Jerusalem, hear me well. I stand here today to deliver a warning. There are malcontents among you. They sow the seeds of discontent, hoping to lead you astray. Tell me, is this what you desire? To be mired in deceit and sin? To live your lives in fear? Then you wish to take action? Your devotion pleases me. This evil must be purged. Only then can we hope to be redeemed.
This is not justice!
You've no right to do that!
Who do you take? And all of you stand idle, complicit in this crime.
God curse you all!
Well, that was well executed.
See how the evil of one man spreads to corrupt others? They sought to instill fear and doubt within you, but I will keep you safe. Here now are four filled with sin. The harlot, the thief, the gambler, the heretic. Let God's judgment be brought down upon them all!
Okay.
Temptress!
So from experience, we know throwing knives don't work, like, on big targets, which makes a lot of sense. The issue is, the second I cross the guards, they will immediately jump me, and I'll have to just fight them all off. So, and that's the problem is, I mean, like, I can run and assassinate, but only if he's running away from me will it actually work. Like, I can do, like, a jump assassination, like, to close the distance, but he would have to be running away. So I don't know what we're gonna do here.
She goes by many names. Her sin remains the same. She turned her back on the teaching. Defiled her body.
Move it.
Her station.
Which team are you on? Just like... Alright, let's go. Tired of listening to... Tired of... Whoop! That was close. Anyway, I was like, holy! Over 50 people have felt the deadly sting of your blade. Boy, they sure have. Good looking out, game.
Even now, offered redemption, she continues to deceive. She rejects salvation.
Boo! I can't believe how well that worked.
Your work here is finished.
Oh my god.
No, it had only just begun.
Tell me, what's your part in all of this? Do you intend to defend yourself as the others have and explain away your evil deeds?
The Brotherhood wanted the city. I wanted power. There was an opportunity.
An opportunity to murder innocents.
Not so innocent. Dissident voices cut deep as steel. They disrupt order. In this, I do agree with the Brotherhood.
You'd kill people simply for believing differently than you.
Of course not. I killed them because I could. Because it was fun. Do you know what it feels like to determine another man's fate? And did you see the way the people cheered? The way they feared me? I was like a god. You'd have done the same if you could. Such power.
Once, perhaps. But then I learned what becomes of those who lift themselves above others.
And what is that?
Here, let me show you.
Oh, God! Altair did not like him. Wow, I've never seen him double stab somebody before. Wow, he's like a special, like, shut up. Anyway. Escape! A little soon for that. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna make a run for it. I will see you. Oops, excuse me, guys. I will, there's a lot of guards here. I'll see you guys when I manage to escape. Keyword on. I say when, but, you know, guess we'll see, right? Okay, we're here. It wasn't as swimming as I would have hoped, but we survived.
Jerusalem needs a new ruler.
So I have heard.
What's this? No words of wisdom for me? Surely I have failed in some spectacular fashion.
You performed as an assassin should. No more, no less. That you expect praise for merely doing as told, however, troubles me.
It seems everything I do troubles you.
Reflect on that. But do so on your way back to Masyaf. Your work here is done.
Good. I've never been happier to hear those words.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Hate that guy, dude. He's such a dickhead. Also, I'm in the wall. Yay! Yay! Hate that guy, dude. He's such an asshole. Oh my god. We did it. We survived. That's what matters. Damn. Oh, I'm outside.
We done already? Get up. Whatever you say, Doc. I'm ending the session. No, I'll be right there. You're sure about this? Yes. No. Everything's Denver. I don't see how he could... Of course. I understand. You're in a lot of trouble, Mr. Miles. What's his problem?
They're coming for you.
Who's coming for me?
Assassins.
Hey, I had nothing to do with this.
Sounds like they're mounting some kind of rescue attempt. Guess you're more important than you realized.
Man, things just keep getting weirder and weirder around here.
It was bound to happen.
What do you mean?
That little fight your ancestors started during the Third Crusade, it never ended. You're being held by Templars.
Vidig's a Templar?
There's no way you could have known. They hide it so well. But to answer your question, Vidig works for them. We all do. Abstergo is their company.
I thought Templars were old dudes with funny hats who sat around drinking beer and plotting world domination with, like, the lizard people.
No. Except the part about world domination, I guess. Look, Desmond, it's complicated. Half the stuff they say about the Templars comes from crazy tinfoil hat-wearing nut jobs. The other half is misinformation intentionally produced by the Templars themselves.
But they are the bad guys, right?
If there's one thing I've learned since I started working here, it's that there's no such thing. It's all so relative. I guess the best way to explain it is, what they want is good. But the way they're going about it, it's bad. Really bad.
What are they trying to do? Lucy.
Yes.
Miss Stillman, I need to speak with you. Get up here, now!
On my way, Doctor. I'm sorry, Desmond. I have to go. You should turn in for the night. The answers to all of your questions are right in front of you. You just have to know where to look.
First of all, good and evil does exist. That's such a Templar way of looking at it. Like, from where I'm sitting, there's just no such thing. It's all relative. It's really not, though. There is good and evil. It is evil to take away someone's rights. That is an evil thing. I don't care what you call it. There is good and evil, and that, madam, is evil. And if you think otherwise, it proves why you're working for the enemy. Just a thought. Well, what? You were waiting for me to go to bed? I thought you were leaving. What's your problem? Unless you were staying to talk because you can't bear to be apart from me. No? Nothing?
Please, Desmond. I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't leave.
All right.
And I can't leave until you're in your room.
All right. Fine. I hear you. I'm going, okay? I have the key, LOL. Okay, sounds good. Enjoy your meeting or whatever. Lols. And I know the access code. And just like that, I'm free. The fool. Poor girl. She's just deceived, man. She's just deceived. Still have faith that she could be a good person. Alright, anything fun and exciting? I don't know how much of these I've read. Outbox. Mr. Rickon, I'm hoping you might be able to help me understand why even 5 years after the fact, no one is willing to tell me what happened to my friend. If you're concerned about sensitive information being divulged as a result of sharing this with me, I think my record at the company speaks for itself. Thank you for your assistance in this matter. Best, Lucy Stillman. So she's, you know, trying to still get answers for her friend, and it's obviously not going well. Okay, and I think this is all the same stuff, because obviously we already read all these, and I guess maybe I didn't notice she had an outbox or something, unless of course this is after the fact, but obviously he's like, she killed herself, something about a relationship with the kid named Newman, don't dip your pen in the company ink, now drop it, or whatever, like, so that's obviously what happened with that. Alright. Any other mischief I can get up to? Can I get into their super secret office? I sure can. Alright, well, we'll take a quick little peek at What's-His-Face's computer. And then otherwise we'll head back to the room and we'll see if there's anything new in there, but... Alright, anything, new and exciting in here? Nope. There sure isn't. Alright, well. So be it. Going back to my room now. I just like knowing I could leave my room if I wanted to, you know? It's a personal thing. Ignore the doofus in the car blowing up the road. Nothing I can do about him. If you can hear it, I'm very sorry. I don't think there's anything new lying around. Why is there a pen and paper in here? Whatever. Alright. Well, I guess that's it. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Also symbols or letters or numbers or something. The next morning. I mean, it said the following morning, but, you know, you get it. So what, they just open my door now? They just like, he'll come when he's ready. I'm sure that'll wake him up. So, you two, what's new?
Missed you this morning, Doc.
Get in the Animus.
Oh, wow. He's not very friendly, is he? Lucy, how the hell are you? No? Nothing? Okay, well... business as usual then, I guess. Guess they don't want to talk to me. Continue. Let's go then.
Ladders are a socially acceptable way to reach a rooftop. Climbing on buildings, however, is not.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but they get pissed no matter what you do, so it almost doesn't matter.
I trust you are well rested, ready for your remaining trials?
I am, but I'd speak with you first. I have questions.
Ask them. I'll do my best to answer.
The merchant king of Damas murdered the nobles who ruled his city. Majd ad-Din in Jerusalem used fear to force his people into submission. I suspect William meant to murder Richard and hold Aqqa with his troops. These men were meant to aid their leaders. Instead, they chose to betray them. What I do not understand is why.
Is the answer not obvious? The Templars desire control. Each man, as you've noted, wanted to claim their cities in the Templar name, that the Templars themselves might rule the Holy Land, and eventually beyond. But they cannot succeed in their mission.
Why is that?
Their plans depend upon the Templar treasure, the Peace of Eden. But we hold it now, and they cannot hope to achieve their goals without it.
What is this treasure?
It is temptation.
It's just a piece of silver.
Look at it.
What am I supposed to see?
This piece of silver cast out Adam and Eve. It turned staves into snakes, parted and closed the Red Sea. Ares used it to start the Trojan War, and with it a poor carpenter turned water into wine.
It seems rather plain for all the power you claim it has. How does it work?
He who holds it commands the hearts and minds of whoever looks upon it. Whoever tastes of it, as they say.
Then Gagne's men?
An experiment. Herbs used to simulate its effects, to be ready for when they held it.
Talel supplied them. Tamir equipped them. They were preparing for something. But what?
War.
And the others, the men who ruled the cities, they meant to gather up their people, Make them like Gagne's men.
The perfect citizens. The perfect soldiers. A perfect world.
Robert de Sable must never have this back.
So long as he and his brothers live, they will try.
Then they must be destroyed.
Which is what I've had you doing. There are 2 more Templars who require your attention. One in Acre, known as Sibran. One in Damas, called Jubair. Visit with the Bureau leaders. They'll instruct you further.
As you wish.
Be quick about it. No doubt Robert de Sable is made nervous by our continued success. His remaining followers will do their best to expose you. They know you come, the man in the white hood. They'll be looking for you.
They won't find me. I'm but a blade in the crowd.
Here, my gift to you, in gratitude for the good work you've done.
What did you get me, Dad? What did you get me, Dad? Is it the crossbow? Is it a sword? Well, obviously it's a sword. I'm just wondering why it's special. Defense break. You can practice in the courtyard. I would love to see how that works. Defense break would be freaking sweet, because just spamming X and waiting until you're... just their defense just stops being up would be pretty spicy. I mean, at the same time... well, no, I'll probably just practice it. Let's just practice defense break. Everyone's tempted to not do it.
Focus on your target.
Hey, man.
Altair, it seems my students do not fully understand what it is to wield the blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
If I could learn defense break, that would be spicy. X right after a step to break your enemy's defense. Right after a step. What does that mean? I'm not even smart enough. Oh, weird. Okay. So it's like when I'm not guarding, when I'm just like targeted with somebody.
The work of a master.
All right, I got it.
And that, my students,
okay.
is how we all should
Weird.
fight.
Okay. So so when I'm not guarding, but I am targeting somebody, then I can immediately attack and put their guard up, and then I could just go on the offensive. So it's an offensive move, obviously.
You must be busy. I understand.
Okay. I understand now. I get it. It'll be hard not to hold defense the whole time, because it's like the fighting in this game is hard. The fighting in this game is difficult, and it's scary, and but all right, like I do understand in theory how to do it, you know what I mean? When you're on the offensive, which is fine, because like sometimes they're super hyper aggressive and then they just wail on you, so it's easy, right? And in theory you could just counter them, but the timing for counter is very, very tiny, and it's very hard to hit. And I'll obviously, and anytime they do a big power move, it's very hard for me to time because it's an extra second delayed, and it throws me off every single time. So obviously it's difficult. And so having an offensive move wouldn't be that bad, especially when it's just a button combo, you know? You just go tap tap like right away, and then he just does it. So you just go, basically you would just go, you know, step forward, immediately obviously hit attack, their defense goes up, and then obviously after that you just spam attack, and then they're just open, and then you could just end it. So it might make it, at least in theory anyway, it would make it a little bit easier to just knock their ass out, which I think would go a long way. So that's really good. And whether it'll come in handy or not, I don't know. In theory, it will be. In practice, who knows? Regardless, though, it looks like we're headed back to 2 of these cities. I believe it was, I think one was Acre or Accra or whatever. Acre. I mean, that's how in English, that's how you would obviously pronounce it, but I don't know how to pronounce it in how they are. I don't know. Regardless, we're heading back, I think, there, and then there's only 2 more targets left, though. I'm willing to bet the final 9th target is probably like a big bad major one. It's probably like more of a major story plot point, whereas only 2 of them. Now, I think it makes sense because I think 2 of the cities had 3 districts, whereas one of them only had 2, I think. So that makes total sense to me why I have only 2 targets that it highlights left. I imagine the very last one will be a special story. Yeah, Acre and then Damascus. So I guess let's head to Damascus first, because we always do that one first. I mean, not that it really matters, but like, I guess we'll head there first.
Diversions with dead
So,
bodies.
we'll see.
Soldiers will leave their posts to investigate them.
They sure will.
Allowing you to enter the area they were guarding.
Okay, so we've been going about an hour 15. After editing, I mean, you could basically have that. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah, I think this little tiny baby district. I wouldn't mind knocking out this one if I could, like, on camera, that'd be okay. So let's head to the Bureau to at least get the objective, which actually I think the Bureau's already highlighted, so I don't need to. Yeah, it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the Bureau, talk to the dude, and we'll start the process towards getting this one done. All right, we're at the Bureau. Let's talk to him.
It's the hero of Damas. Come in, stay a while. Tell me all about your adventures.
I'm afraid I don't have the time.
I see. Too important for me now.
It's not that.
No, of course not. How may I serve you then?
Al-Muallim has asked I take the life of the one they call Jubayr.
Ah, Salah-ad-Din's chief scholar. Strange choice of target in my opinion. But who are we to question the Master's will? I'm sure he has his reasons.
Then you're familiar with the man.
He's been quite busy these past few days, organizing the scholars and sending them into the streets to preach.
What do they speak of?
Light and fire, cleansing sins, apocalyptic nonsense if you ask me. All this talk of paths and a new world.
What about this new world?
Couldn't say. I don't pay attention to the ramblings of madmen. Much too busy with real work.
Very well. I'll walk among the people, see what I can learn. Where would you suggest I search?
South of here, you'll find an academy and a guard tower. They're both good places to search. There's also a hospital to the east you might want to visit.
I'll begin at once.
So eager. You've certainly changed, and for the better, I might add.
Thanks, man. You're the only one that's like really, really nice. I mean, it's a little socially awkward when the dude's like, you know, when everyone else talks about how horrible a person you are, I'm like, nope, I like him. So I think he's just awkward, but he is a good person. So that's nice. Okay, well, we do have to go south to grab a viewpoint to unlock everything, so I guess let's just head south, more or less, and grab one of those viewpoints, shall we? Okay. So the peeps are upset at me because we're good? Anyway, everyone's upset at me. Don't ask why. They didn't like that I climbed the tower right past the guards. So they were like, how dare you? Anyway, I found a pickpocket, and that's really what matters.
Please, I must go. This letter must be delivered, and I cannot risk upsetting him.
Listen to yourself. You are his puppet. Give up this task and join us in our fight.
No. I have a wife and child to think of.
Which is exactly why I've come to you. Is this the kind of world you want your son brought up in?
It will pass. If you just wait, he'll stop, and everything will go back to normal.
Every day, more is lost, and no way to reclaim what's taken. There will be no going back. You know this to be true.
Enough. I am leaving.
You know, just this guy choosing to be like, no, man, I'll just ignore the bad things, and eventually there won't be bad things. Like, you are insane. Yay! Alright, beautiful. So there's one. I have to grab another viewpoint before I can actually find anything useful, so I'll be back when I find the next objective. Okay, we're back. So, I found a couple of things, actually. There's a pickpocket right next to me, and that'll obviously be the one we do. And then I found a eavesdropping as well, which will be the other one I go for. Ow. Anyway, ignore that. Is it you?
We found the place. It's just as you described it.
I suspect he'll want to deal with this himself, and quickly. Best we say nothing to the others.
A wise course of action. Truth be told, I'll be happy when this business is done.
Soon, my friend, soon. Today should see the last of them put to torch. Boy,
come here. You still have the letter I gave you?
Yes.
Go and deliver it then. You will find the one it's meant for inside the madrasa.
Aha. Alright, so that guy has the letter I need.
It's a tragedy, but I say this is an honor. To die in service to God, fighting for what we believe in. There is no greater glory than this.
Okay, anyway, so that's annoying. It's just really annoying. I'm not gonna get into it. I don't want to talk about it. But now all the guards that were here are all dead.
Go pester someone else.
Could you like walk away? Thank you. Got it. Anyway, all the guards that were here are dead. I punched all the plague people or whatever they are that keep wandering around and shoving me. So now they're all dead. Even if I get caught with this guy that's about to happen, which is about to happen. We're good. Just gonna make my escape now that I killed every guard in the vicinity. And let's go get this eavesdropping one. Okay, we did it. I don't want to get into how difficult this has always been. Everyone knows my feelings on a lot of this game. Ignore that.
I wish to see him, to hear him speak.
It can be arranged, but we must be careful. There are still those who reject illumination. They would harm him.
Then they are ignorant and afraid.
You seem sincere, but how do I know I can trust you?
It hurts me to even hear you ask the question.
Very well. We gather each day in the madrasa. He comes to speak, and then leads us into the city, that we might cleanse it.
Could I join you then?
Understand that it is a difficult path we walk. Our work demands sacrifice.
I understand.
Then come and meet with us. Let us see how strong you really are.
Well, well. He holds daily meetings. Now we know. Alright, let's go to the bureau. Alright, we're here. It was very smooth. Let's not talk about it.
What news, Altair? I've learned much about my enemy. Share what you know then. Jubair has become obsessed with purging the city of its knowledge.
The most terrible crime. Now I see why Al-Mualim wants you to remove him.
He's using the city scholars to assist him. They go out into the streets, harassing the people and collecting all their written works. I fear he intends to destroy them all.
He must be stopped.
That's why I'm here. He's to hold a meeting soon, at the Madrasa Al-Qallasa. It's where I'll go. It's where I'll take his life.
Alright.
I'll leave you alone to prepare. Bring glory to the Brotherhood.
Absolutely, man. Let me go. Let me leave. Let me leave.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Oh my goodness. I am so ready to move on to a different game. Like, it's fine. It's not that bad, honestly. Like, it's better than I remembered in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of the, like, I understand it now. It's not just, you know, I'm not just like, it's not like an unfair bias of this game is crap. It's not. It's, you know, it's just, it's old and it's clunky, and like the actual height, like the actual parkour is often easier just to run down the road, because it's like the parkour goes wrong so often. It's often less frustrating to just run on the road, and the archers up on the roofs are nightmares to deal to, like, because they very, very good at seeing you and knowing whatever you're doing, and I'm constantly blinking in the red, as you can see. Probably about to be caught because some archer's staring at me. And they're everywhere, I mean, as you can see. Okay, that was cool. Anyway, like I said, see what I mean? Alright, now I'm gonna have to beat this dude up. Idiot. Anyway, so yeah, you know, like I said. Anyway, see what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Like, you know, it's just easier to run down the road because it's like parkouring and doing all that stuff is so stinking difficult and annoying and stressful that it's way less stressful just to run down the road. Now, the next headache of how the hell do I get up there?
Every single text in this city must be destroyed. My friend, you must not do this. Much knowledge rests within these parchments, put there by our ancestors for good reason.
And what reason is this?
They are beacons, meant to guide us, to save us from the darkness that is ignorance.
No, these bits of paper are covered in lies. They poison your minds, and so long as they exist, you cannot hope to see the world the way it truly is.
How can you accuse these scrolls of being weapons? They are tools of learning.
You turn to them for answers and salvation. You rely more upon them than yourselves. This makes you weak and stupid. You trust in words, drops of ink. Do you ever stop to think of who put them there? Or why? No, you simply accept their words without question. And what if those words speak falsely? As they often do. This is dangerous.
You are wrong. These texts give the gift of knowledge. We need them.
You love your precious writings.
He's gonna shove him in the fire. Freaking bet.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Yep.
Then join them.
Told you. Well, he died really fast in that fire.
Any man who speaks as he is just as much a threat. Do any else among you wish to challenge me? Good. Your orders are simple enough. Go out into the city. Collect any remaining writings and add them to the piles in the streets. When you're done, we'll send a cart to collect them, that they may be destroyed.
Alright. So, you know. This dude's he's a bad guy. Oh, what the hell? I have like 15 different targets. What is happening? Assassination target. Okay. Well, I guess we best get to it.
Good people of Damas, you are doing the right thing. Let us cleanse this city. He runs for me as he does from the...
Got him.
Why? Why have you done this?
Men must be free to do what they believe. It is not our right to punish one for thinking what they do, no matter how much we disagree.
Then what?
You of all people should know the answer. Educate them. Teach them right from wrong. It must be knowledge that frees them, not force.
They do not learn, fixed in their ways as they are. You are naive to think otherwise. It's an illness for which there is but one cure.
You're wrong, and that's why you must be put to rest.
Am I not unlike those precious books you seek to save? A source of knowledge with which you disagree, yet you are rather quick to steal my life.
A small sacrifice to save many. It is necessary.
Is it not ancient scrolls that inspire the Crusaders? That fill Salah ad-Din and his men with a sense of righteous fury? Their texts endanger others, bring death in their wake. I too was making a small sacrifice. It matters little now. Your deed is done, and so am I.
Alright, run! Alright, welcome to the Bureau. We got away. Wasn't that bad.
Altair, tell me you've met with success.
Yes. Jubayr's fires are extinguished. His life as well.
Excellent news. I had no doubt you'd succeed.
You should have seen it. The scholars followed him so readily. Wasn't just books they fed to fire either, but any man who opposed them.
Such ignorance breeds only evil. You've done a good thing this day.
As with my other targets, he believed he was doing the right thing, clearing a path to a better future.
Of course he would. Such is the landscape of a madman's mind.
The things I've seen these past few weeks, it's as if all the land has gone mad.
And this is why we fight to end the war, that sanity might return. The people are desperate for direction. It's easy for men like Jubayr to prey on this and turn them towards evil. You should go, Altair. Return to Al-Mualim. Tell him what you saw. Let him know the good you've done this day.
Safety and peace, Rafiq.
Upon you as well.
Thanks, man. You're like one of the only nice people around.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Yeah, I did it. I'm a hero, and I got my achievement, which is what I really care about. I was about to say, are you not gonna ask me? That seems weird, considering you have previously.
Take your time. When moving slowly, you reduce your chances of attracting unwanted attention.
Oh, please. It makes no freaking difference. You always attract unwanted attention. These guys should be given promotions with how good they are at spotting me.
Welcome home, child. What news?
Another of the named is put to rest.
Then it would appear your work is nearly complete, and your status restored.
A question, Master, if I may.
Ask, and I will answer.
Why these men? Jubayer and Sabrand.
Ah, don't you see? They paved the way for change. Ensure threats both old and new are not given cause to intervene.
To weaken them is to weaken our enemy. I suppose that makes sense.
Were these men to continue their work, our work would quickly be undone.
How is that? We've caused them much grief.
We strike at the arms, yes. But this is a hydra that you face, and it is quick to replace that which is severed.
Then we should lop off its head and be done with this.
Soon, soon. We are close. Only one more man stands between us and our ultimate goal.
I will return to my work. The sooner this last man dies, the sooner I might face our true enemy.
Before you go, I have a question for you.
Of course.
What is the truth?
We place faith in ourselves. We see the world the way it really is, and hope that one day all mankind might see the same.
What is the world, then?
An illusion. One which we can either submit to, as most do, or transcend.
What is it to transcend?
To recognize nothing is true and everything is permitted. That laws arise not from divinity but reason. I understand now that our creed does not command us to be free. It commands us to be wise.
Do you see now why the Templars are a threat?
Whereas we would dispel the illusion, they would use it to rule.
Yes, to reshape the world in an image more pleasing to them. That is why I sent you to steal their treasure. That is why I keep it locked away. And that is why you kill them. So long as even one survives, so too does their desire to create a new world order. Take your equipment. Seek out this last man. With his death, Robert de Sable will at last be vulnerable.
It will be done.
Safety and peace upon you, Altair.
Alright. What toy do I get for the last guy? Do I get that? Do I get the snazzy crossbow? Can I actually use it to shoot people? Nope. I get probably a new ability for the knife, I imagine. Or sword, really. Damage increase for the short sword, basically. Which is, the short sword is kind of my go-to, so it's like, that's kind of cool. I mean, obviously a damage increase is great, right? Because the rare times that I'm actually able to land a blow on an enemy, he'll actually take more damage from it, right? So, you know, that's pretty sweet. No crossbow for me, though. Feels bad, man. Anyway, oh my goodness. So it's like, I'm tired of this game, man. I'm tired of it. Like, the parkour is rough. And again, like, I'm not like just, it's not that I think it was poorly designed, because it wasn't. You know, it's not like I think it was poorly designed. It's not like I think that it was poorly made, because it wasn't. You know, it's just that by comparison, and I'm spoiled because I know what, at least some of what comes later, right? Even where I started, Brotherhood is like smooth as butter by comparison by, you know, and again, it's been like 10 years or more since I played Brotherhood or whatever, you know, but like the Assassin's Creeds I'm used to, I'm just used to being so much more, whereas in this Assassin's Creed, like, you know, we're on our last target, you know, of all the henchmen. We're on our last henchman target, and I still feel like I'm just getting abused. Like, the regular combat is really hard. The timings for everything is microscopic, and it's very difficult. And, you know, so it's like even countering, it takes, like, it's really hard, because, like, you know, you have to do it really, really weird. And the bigger, longer, powerful strikes they do, I can't block them. I mean, I can't stop them. My timing is so off, and I already have trouble stopping the regular attacks, you know, and countering those. And so, you know, the combat's hard. The parkour is difficult, and it's often easier to run on the ground. The guards are very, very smart, and so it's like, it's even more stacked. It's very stacked against you because they're not stupid. So, you know, so like they'll You know, if I'm on a rooftop at all and anyone sees me, then they'll just immediately, they'll just be like, hey, this guy, kill him, or whatever. And it's hard. It's hard, you know? It's stacked against the assassin quite a lot. And I've known people that liked that method, you know? I've known people that like the first Assassin's Creed because you really are just whatever, the blade in the crowd. I am not one of those people. I was totally okay with playing as, you know, as Ezio and all this other stuff when you just, like, walk through your enemies. I like that feeling. And even later on, when they add more enemy types and your enemies are smarter and, like, there's more unit types and you have to you know, vary your strategy. Totally okay with that too. I was totally okay with that because that's just like, oh, this guy's a heavy guy. I can't regular attack him and have it be fine, or I can't counter this guy, you know, or this guy, he'll always block. I'll have to find another method or whatever. Things like that. I am absolutely okay with those things. So, you know, I'm just like, you know, and I think it's just a lot of it comes down to a taste thing, and you know, and taste-wise, I am not a huge fan of this Assassin's Creed. Like, the story is very, very interesting, and I have been enjoying the story for sure. And it is cool to actually meet, you know, Altair, and I mean, you know, especially now that he's like a lot more mature and he's less, you know, he is growing up as this journey's going, and he's learning about their creed, and he's learning about, you know, his order and stuff. You know, I mean, like, watching his journey is cool. Meeting Altair is cool. And that was the reason I'm even playing this game, because that's the reason I wanted to play it. Was not because I thought it was going to be a technical marvel. You know, I only did it because I thought, hey, you know, I want to meet Altair. I want to, you know, and following the modern side of the story was, like, really, really cool. You know what I mean? Which was also, like, one of the big parts of my reasons to play this list was so I could see and experience the modern side of the story, and obviously I have gotten to do that. The modern side makes more sense. Seeing where it started makes more sense. So, you know, the reasons I did it are holding true, and it's the reason that I'm doing it at all. But I am very ready for this Assassin's Creed to be over, and I'm very ready to either do Assassin's Creed 2 or take a break from Assassin's Creed. Thank you, lady, for making me do this now. Anyway, back to using my legs like a regular person. Anyway. But, you know, like, I'm very ready for Assassin's Creed 2 at least, or maybe take a break from Assassin's Creed as a series. I mean, I don't know, you know, but I'm ready for it to be over. So I was probably gonna stop there, but I'm thinking after all the editing out, like, because like so much footage gets cut out of this, like so much footage. So by the time I edit out the new batch of footage, and you know, and I just keep what's good and usable, I mean, like, I can go a lot farther than otherwise I normally could, because what gets kept is very small. So we're gonna probably press on, just maybe because, like, if this could be the finale, that would be awesome. If this could be the finale. Now we'll see. I don't know if I'm going that, but it is also my day off, and like, so I could go. It's a fine day to go longer if I had to. So we're gonna try to muscle through this, and we're gonna see. I don't know if it's gonna be the ending, but we can at least go a little farther. We'll see.
Greetings, Altair. What news?
Al-Mualim has named another. Calls himself Sabrand.
I am familiar with the man. Newly appointed leader of the Knights Teutonic. He resides in the Venetian Quarter and runs Akka's port.
I'll start my work at once.
Here are the places where you should focus your search. On the docks east of here, among the ships and their crews. At the chapel to the northeast, near the cross overlooking the port. And to the north, in front of St. John's Gate.
This is most helpful. My thanks for the guidance.
Altair.
Yes, Rafiq.
I owe you an apology.
For what?
For doubting your dedication to our cause.
No, it was I who erred. I believed myself above the creed. You owe me nothing.
As you wish, my friend. Go in safety.
Hell yeah, dude. Look at Altair. He's growing up, man. That's awesome. See what I mean? I told you, he's a lot more likable after he, like, takes a chill pill. When he's less prideful, he is likable, so that's cool. Alright, so he said east, so I'm gonna grab a viewpoint. I'm assuming that tower right there is one of them. So I'm gonna grab a viewpoint, get some vision, and then I will see you guys when we get to our first objective. Okay, we are back. So I found a pickpocketing thing, so as soon as these morons are out of the way.
He's done. We moved the last of the food stores onto his ship this morning.
How much is there?
Enough for several weeks.
What's he planning, I wonder?
Perhaps he intends to flee. Something's got him very scared. Anyway, I must be off. He asked I deliver a letter to a courier at St. John's Gate. I best not keep him waiting.
Oh, not one of you. Lady, get out of here. Can't you try to rob this guy? Get out of here. Woman, something bad's about to happen to you if you don't get out of my face. Nope, no money. No money. Just a really angry attitude. Lady. Lady, something bad's about to happen to you. You're not going to be able to stop me forever. Alright, hang on a minute. I just gotta get out of here. You know what? It's worth it. That was worth it. I don't feel bad at all. We'll see if we get luckier. There's like 8 dead guards over there, in case you're wondering. Don't worry about all my health coming back. Don't worry about it. Please don't. I'm just standing here. I did nothing wrong.
Tell me.
Just blinking red because I'm a person that was in this area. I must be guilty. I realize I look like an assassin, but like, come on.
Who killed this person?
Keep walking, please. Finally. Oh my god. Alright, on to the next mission. Alright, I found the next pickpocketing. Let's get to it. I don't want to... I'm sorry, sir. Was I in your zip code? Anyway. Oh. Probably that guy. Maybe.
You tell him I said no. I won't have you damn soldiers poking about in my business.
Listen here, old man.
No, you listen to me. This is my property, not his. I don't care if Christ himself put the man in charge.
He isn't asking. It's in order.
That's rich. The man couldn't order his way out of a burlap sack. I've seen the mess he's made of the docks. I won't let him ruin mine.
Just read the letter. You'll see his terms are quite generous.
I grow tired of this. Look, I'll consider what he has to offer, but I doubt it'll change my mind. Now go on, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. I have so much hate. You have no idea all the things that have happened to me recently. So much hate in my heart. I'm trying really hard to be somewhat fair of this game, despite my growing rage. But... Okay. Sorry, sir. Didn't realize you were that smart. Am I? Okay, well, you know.
Go away. Where's the one responsible for this? Il n'a pas pu quitter la ville. Alors restez aux aguets.
Alright, we're at the last one. That is not it.
It's getting worse.
His paranoia knows no bounds.
He's doubled our shifts. No one sleeps.
Wasn't so bad till he decided to make the port his home.
He's planning something at sea. That's why he came here.
Planning what? What's the meaning of this? Two of you off in a corner, whispering, plotting?
Nothing of the sort. We were only...
Only what? What secrets are you keeping?
You misunderstand.
Damned assassins, they're probably here right now, watching us. Do you find this amusing? Do you? Well, laugh while you can. Double the patrols.
Which ones?
All of them!
But we don't have the men.
Find them! Recall our knights from the field if you must.
Wow.
So ich dich wiedersehe, bist du ein toter Mann.
What is happening? Right, sorry. Not allowed to exist in this, you know, not allowed to exist, obviously. Naturally. Like, the danger meter has been, like, astronomical for a while. I just can't stand on the street. I can't be anywhere because it's always blinking red. So I'm constantly in a fight because it's red 100% of the time. So, you know, it's been rough. It's been really, really rough. Like, I haven't been this angry at a game in a very long time. So, let's get to the Bureau and talk to him and get it over with. Alright, so welcome to the Bureau. Let's do it.
Greetings, brother. How fares your search?
I've learned all there is to know about my target.
Share your knowledge with me, then.
Sibrand is said to be consumed by fear, driven mad by the knowledge that his death approaches. He has sealed the docks district, and now hides within waiting for his ship to arrive.
This will make things dangerous. I wonder how it is he learned of your mission.
The men I've killed, they are all connected. Al-Mualim warned me that word of my deeds has spread among them.
Be on your guard, Altair.
Of course, Rafiq. But I think it will be to my advantage. Fear will weaken him.
Fast forwarding memory to a
Yup.
more recent one.
I'm sure it will. Alright, well. He'll retreat to his private vessel. That'll be the time to strike. Guess we'll see. You should be worried though, because if you touch the water, it's automatic death. Fun fact. So don't get too excited, because if I touch the water, I will automatically die. Yay! Okay. Supposedly, oh, there he is. You think I would be allowed to like work my way down there, or will I automatically get in trouble for walking in their zip code? Because so far that's usually what happens. Alright, let's try walking down the stairs, and we'll see. I'm locked into the whole he can't move or walk or do anything or parkour, so I feel like I'm probably safe now. I'm allowed to walk now. So I guess that's nice.
You are mistaken, Master Sibrand. I would never propose violence against any man, and most certainly not against you.
So you say, and yet no one here will vouch for you. What am I to make of this?
I live a simple life, my lord, as do all men of the cloth. It is not for us to call attention to ourselves.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they do not know you because you are not a man of God, but an assassin!
Never!
You wear the same robes.
If they cover themselves as we do, it is only to instill uncertainty and fear. You must not give in.
Are you calling me a coward? Challenging my authority? Are you perhaps hoping to turn my own knights against me?
No. I don't understand why you're doing this to me. I've done nothing wrong.
I don't recall accusing you of any wrongdoing, which makes your outburst rather odd. Is it the presence of guilt that compels a confession?
But I confess nothing.
Ah, defiant to the very end.
What do you mean?
William and Garnier were too confident, and they paid for this with their lives. I won't make the same mistake. If you truly are a man of God, then surely the Creator will provide for you. Let him stay my hand.
You've gone mad. Will none of you come forward to stop this? He is clearly poisoned by his own fear, compelled to see enemies where none exist.
Seems the people share my concern. What I do for Acre! Oh! Stay vigilant, men. Report any suspicious activity to the guard. I doubt we've seen the last of these assassins. Persistent bastards. Now get back to work.
So I tried to run right there. I'm not allowed. So he's gonna have to go to the ship, which means I'll have to just deal with it.
You best leave here this instant if you value your life. Einmal schon habt ihr ihn verloren. Lasst ihn nicht
Harder
noch
too, obviously, when I'm not allowed to
einmal
like walk without instant suspicion. See? Please don't shove me. He'll shove me into the water. No. Literally verbatim. What did I just say?
You're somewhere you shouldn't be. You get hurt.
Surprise.
Please, don't do this.
You are afraid.
Of course I am afraid.
But you'll be safe now, held in the arms of your god.
Have my brothers taught you nothing? I know what waits for me. For all of us.
If not your god, then what?
Nothing. Nothing waits. And that is what I fear.
You don't believe.
How could I, given what I know? What I've seen? Our treasure was the proof.
Proof of what?
That this life is all we have.
Linger a while longer then, and tell me of the part you were to play.
A blockade by sea. To keep the fool kings and queens from sending reinforcements. Once we...
Conquered the Holy Land?
Freed it, you fool. From the tyranny of faith.
Freedom? You worked to overthrow cities, control men's minds, murdered any who spoke against you.
I followed my orders, believing in my cause. Same as you.
We did it. Run. We're back. I have nothing to say.
Altair, you've caused quite a stir.
I've done as requested. Sabran's life is ended.
So it is. So it is. You should ride for Masyaf and inform Al-Mualim of your success.
Yes. I should return and speak to him. Of this and other things.
Is everything all right, my friend? You seem distant.
It's nothing, Rafik. Just a lot on my mind.
Talk to me then. Let me help.
I need to make sense of this myself first. But thank you for the offer.
It is the men you kill, isn't it? You feel something for them.
How?
Ah, my friend. You are not meant to enjoy these grim tasks. Regret, uncertainty, sympathy. This is to be expected.
I should not fear these feelings.
You should embrace them. They are what keep you human.
What if I'm wrong? What if these men are not meant to die? What if they mean well? Misguided, perhaps, but pure in motive.
I am but a Rafik, Altair, and such things are beyond me. Perhaps Al-Mualim can help you to make sense of it.
Yes, perhaps. Thank you, Rafik.
It is my pleasure to have served with one as skilled as you.
Thanks, bro. You're one of the true good people, man. You're like one of the only actually nice people here. Especially after he came back around, you know?
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent
Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so angry. I am so well and truly tired. I've also been going way too long on this video. And it's so beyond not reasonable to assume I'm going to complete the whole thing in this video. And I realize why I'm doing it. It's because I really, really want it to be over. But at the same time, it's probably too far, and I've gone too far, and it's all wrong.
Not a lot of time, Vic.
Understand there's a narrow launch window.
Wherever it's hidden, time to retrieve it.
Working on it.
And when it's done,
He'll be taken care of.
I want that progress report by tomorrow morning.
I've got some work I need to do. So you've got the rest of the night to yourself.
I'm free. Oh, Lucy.
I think there's a problem with the Animus.
Nope, it's working fine.
I'm pretty sure it just ejected me
I'm
when
pretty sure you should shut up.
You ready to finally tell me what's going on?
We have to stop them, Desmond. When they access that last memory of yours, They're just getting started. They want to change everything. The way we live, the way we think, the way we are. You've gotten the lecture from Vidic about what's wrong with the world, how we need order and discipline, so they're going to give it to us. Only we don't have a say in the matter.
How?
The Templar treasure. They think it...
Miss Stillman?
I'm here.
I need you to upload Desmond's files to the database.
Got it.
What could possibly be more important than telling me what was happening and would be worth, like, worth that phone call? You know? What the hell could possibly be more important? So what, are you done with me now? You're emotionally done with me like I'm emotionally done with this game? No more thoughts from you?
So what? You're using me to find this Templar treasure? What did they call it? The Piece of Eden?
Yes.
Well, it's looking like it's at Messiah, so I don't know why they're wasting all this time with me. Why don't they just send their people to pick it up?
They can't. It's not that simple. The artifact from Messiah, they had it. It was destroyed in the accident.
Then what are they hoping for me? You know, for my ancestor to tell them?
They're hoping he'll show them where the other ones are.
You mean there's more than one of these things?
Oh, Desmond, you have no idea.
Is there a problem, Miss
No,
Stillman?
Warren. Everything's Denver on my end.
Then where are the files?
I've got to move these files before he gets suspicious. We'll talk more later.
Oh, okay. Unless...
Wait, what's that mean, everything's Denver?
It means everything's fine.
Why Denver?
It's a reference to Denver International Airport. There's an underground facility there. It's where the accident happened.
Oh. Interesting. Anything else to say? Any other insights, my...
Aren't you tired?
All right, well, truly now that is it. She is officially emotionally done with me. She is officially done with me. I have been recording for far too long. How long have I been recording? Oh my god, 3 hours. It's not as bad as I honestly thought it was, but I really, truly need the end of the episode. By the time I cut out all the extra footage I'm not going to use, I have no idea how long this is going to actually be, which is the reason I went so long, right? Still, though, I really should just stop recording and accept the finale will be as long as short as however it is, so yeah. I think as soon as we talk to Dad and we're set free on the next thing, we'll probably end it.
Time's wasting, Mr. Miles.
Yeah, I'm coming.
We're nearly done, you know.
And then what?
You'll see. Maybe they'll even let you watch when it begins. It's not as terrible as you think.
Look, I know you're not gonna let me leave. So why not tell me what's going on? Humor me.
I'm not an idiot, Mr. Miles. I think you've already learned quite a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not.
All right, let me ask you something else then.
Yes?
Some of the stuff I'm seeing in the Animus, sometimes it seems wrong. Untrue, like the history is off somehow. It doesn't...
It doesn't what, Mr. Miles? Match up with what you read on an online encyclopedia? What your high school history teacher taught you? Let me ask you something. Do these supposed experts have access to secret knowledge kept hidden from the rest of us?
There are books, letters, documents, all sorts of source material from back then. Some of it seems to contradict what the Animus is showing me.
Anyone can write a book, and they can put whatever they want on its pages. Anything. Used to be, we thought the world was flat.
Some people still do.
Yes, and they publish books about it. Or that the moon landing was a hoax. I believe there's also a book claims the world was created in 7 days. A bestseller, too.
I so turbo hate
Doc? The point, I suppose, is that you shouldn't trust everything you hear, everything you read. What's that your ancestors said? Nothing is true.
Everything is permitted.
Yes, exactly. It's part of what makes the Animus so spectacular. There's no room for misinterpretation.
There's always room.
Touché, Mr. Miles. Now that I've answered your question, can we begin?
I so turbo hate you. You're like just the worst. Can I just snap his neck? Like, what's the old man gonna do? Huh? Stop me? Seems unlikely. Put me back in, Doc. If you're really lucky, don't let me wake up this time.
The short blade is best for quickly fending off multiple enemies.
Uh-huh. Good advice, robot voice.
Amin, my student, we have much to discuss. We are close, Altair. Robert de Sable is now all that stands between us and victory. It is his mouth gives the orders. His hand pays the gold. With him dies the knowledge of the Templar treasure and any threat it might pose.
I still don't understand how a simple bit of treasure could cause so much chaos.
The Peace of Eden is temptation given form. Merely look at what it's done to Robert. Once he tasted of its power, the thing consumed him. He saw not a dangerous weapon to be destroyed, but a tool. One that would help him realize his life's ambition.
He dreamed of power then?
Yes and no. He dreamed, still dreams, like us, of peace.
But this is a man who sought to see the Holy Land consumed by war.
No, Altair. How can you not see when you're the one that opened my eyes to this?
What do you mean?
What do he and his followers want? A world in which all men are united. I do not despise his goal. I share it. But I take issue with the means. Peace is something to be learned, to be understood, to be embraced.
He would force it.
And rob us of our free will in the process.
Strange, to think of him in this way.
Never harbor hate for your victims, Altair. Such thoughts are poison, and will cloud your judgment.
Could he not be convinced, then, to end his mad quest?
I spoke to him in my way, through you. What was each killing if not a message? But he has chosen to ignore us.
Then there's only one thing left to do.
Jerusalem is where you faced him first. It's where you'll find him now. Let this final offering lend you strength. Go, Altair. It's time to finish this.
Alright. At the same time, it seems like it's kind of seems... I mean, this is obviously the final mission. It seems wasteful to end the part. Desmond and Altair have been completely synchronized. Anyway. Sword expertise, so damage increased with the sword, more throwing knives as well. Spicy. Which is good, because throwing knives, now that I've actually, like, really figured out how to use them, they're actually really good. You'd be surprised, but they're actually really good. They're really convenient for the archers, actually. So yeah, damage increase with the sword. So yeah, you know, at this point, technically, like, yeah, I've been going way too long, and even if this is double the episode length or whatever, even if it was 4 hours, by the time I cut out the 2.5 hours of footage that I'm not going to use, like, I imagine we'll be closer to being a normal episode than you might believe. So I'm thinking instead, no matter what the episode length is for this thing, let's just finish the rest of the game, because this is the final mission. Like, this is it. You know, we go and deal with the final enemy. And then that's it, you know? And the thought of being able to jump into something brand new tomorrow that's not this game is very, very exciting to me. So maybe we will muscle through, and, you know, you guys will see the bits that either I probably mute my audio, you'll see anything important. If my commentary is bad, because it probably will be, then, you know, obviously I'll mute my audio and then show you, but either way, you'll see anything important. So let's go to Jerusalem, and let's end this thing, shall we? Alright, welcome to the Assassin's Bureau. Let's get the deets.
Safety and peace, Altair.
Upon you as well, brother.
Seems fate has a funny way with things.
So it's true then. Robert de Sable is in Jerusalem.
I've seen the knights myself.
Only misfortune follows that man. If he's here, it's because he intends ill. I won't give him the chance to act.
Do not let vengeance cloud your thoughts, brother. We both know no good can come of that.
I have not forgotten. You have nothing to fear. I do not seek revenge, but knowledge.
Truly you are not the man I once knew.
My work has taught me many things, revealed secrets to me. but there are still pieces of this puzzle I do not possess.
What do you mean?
All the men I've laid to rest have worked together, united by this man. Robert has designs upon the land. This much I know for certain. But how and why, when and where, these things remain out of reach.
Crusaders and Saracens working together?
They are none of these things, but something else. Templars.
The Templars are a part of the Crusader army.
Or so they'd like King Richard to believe. No, their only allegiance is to Robert de Sable and some mad idea that they will stop the war.
You spin a strange tale.
You have no idea, Malik. But tell me where they've been seen. I should be after him before he slips away.
3 places I can say for certain. West of here, near both a guard tower and a hospital. And to the southwest, at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. See what you can learn. I will do the same.
I'll be quick as I can.
Stay safe, my friend.
Yes. Alright, well. Let's, It's weird that it's saved right out the door like that. Oh, there is a 3rd district. Okay, so it's like the whole regular, normal-ass ensemble, basically. Right. So if it was never eat sour wheat. So that's west. I have to do it like a little kid because I don't know which way west is. I'm not like Sacagawea, man. I don't know. Okay, so obviously we're here. We found a thing. The issue, obviously, that we're all facing at this particular moment is the fact that there's all of those crazy sick people down there, and they will start. They'll be shoving me like mad if I go down there. So obviously it's a problem. So I can't go down there because they will immediately start poking and shoving, and then the guys will see me and they'll be pissed, and that's definitely how it'll happen. Which means I have to wait for him to leave, and it does look like he's leaving. Nailed it. I broke my wrist, but I made it. Okay, there he is.
What a fool! What is he doing? God save him. He's gone mad.
Alright, there we go. Nailed it. There we go. That was downright smooth in comparison to how things have been going recently. Spicy. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, back again. Found another pickpocket one, and I'll take it. Not you. You.
Bring that to your master, then. It contains everything you asked for.
Your assistance in this most delicate of matters is greatly appreciated.
It is my job to keep the peace.
And keep it you will. You'll have no trouble from us.
It's not you and yours that concern me, but the citizens. You picked a strange time to visit our city.
We've simply come to pay our respects.
And stir up trouble for it.
It's not my fault your people can't tell enemy from friend.
Look, you've got what you came for. I think it's best you were on your way.
Alright. Let's see which route he takes. Come on, church guy, let's go. Come on, Holmes. Alright, ready? He's gonna start walking. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna try because I'm greedy. Got it. Alright, I was greedy and I got rewarded anyway. So that feels good. Alright, we need one more. Let's keep going. Okay, we're back. So, I have found another one. A parkour. Or parkour. I was thinking about parkour. A eavesdrop. Either way, we got what we wanted, which is what's important.
Did you see them? No, but I've heard the whispers. Is it true? Crusader knights in Jerusalem?
It is.
And?
Different from the others. Finely dressed and bearing expensive gifts.
We should relieve them of this burden.
They've made camp near David's citadel, close to the cemetery.
To attend a funeral?
So it seems.
Then let us visit their camp while they pay their respects.
Interesting. He'll be attending a funeral. Alright, well, to the Bureau. Alright, back to the Bureau.
You've the scent
Back
of
in the
success about you, brother.
I've learned much about our enemy.
Share your knowledge then. Let us see what can be done with it.
Robert and his Templars walked the city. They've come to pay their respects to Majd ad-Din. They'll attend his funeral, which means so will I.
What is this that Templars would attend his funeral?
I have yet to divine their true intentions, though I'll have a confession in time. The citizens themselves are divided. Many call for their lives. Still others insist that they are here to parley, to make peace.
Peace?
I told you. The others I've slain have said as much to me.
That would make them our allies. And yet we killed them.
Make no mistake, we are nothing like these men. Though their goal sounds noble, the means by which they'd achieve it are not. At least, that's what Al-Mualim told me.
So what is your plan?
I'll attend the funeral and confront Robert.
The sooner the better. Fortune favor your blade, brother.
Malik, before I go, there's something I should say.
Be out with it.
I've been a fool.
Normally I'd make no argument, but what is this? What are you talking about?
All this time, I never told you I was sorry. Too damn proud. You lost your arm because of me. Lost Qadar. You had every right to be angry.
I do not accept your apology.
I understand.
No, you don't. I do not accept your apology because you are not the same man who went with me into Solomon's temple. And so you have nothing to apologize for.
Malik.
Perhaps if I had not been so envious of you, I would not have been so careless myself. I'm just as much to blame.
Don't say such things.
We are one. As we share the glory of our victories, so too should we share the pain of our defeat. In this way, we grow closer. We grow stronger.
Thank you, brother.
Rest if you need to, Altair, that you might be ready for what lies ahead.
Wow, that was very mature of them both. Well, that was awesome.
To a more recent one.
That was very mature of them both. I'm proud of both of those guys. Alright, let's go get him. The last melon. Alright, you guys ready for this?
We gather here to mourn the loss of our beloved Majd ad-Din. Taken too soon from this world. I know you feel sorrow and pain at his passing, but you should not. For just as we are all brought forth from the womb, so too must we all one day pass from this world. It is only natural, like the rising and the setting of the sun. Take this moment to reflect on his life and give thanks for all the good he did. Know that one day you will stand with him again in paradise.
Am I supposed to do something?
Amen.
Oh no, okay. Sorry, there's just a weird pause there.
As you know, this man was murdered. We have tried to track his killer, but it has
jig's
proved
up.
difficult.
They know I'm here.
These creatures cling to the shadows and run from any who would face them fairly. But not today, for it seems one stands among us.
Yep.
He mocks us with his presence and must be made to pay. Seize him! Bring him forward that God's justice might be done!
Seni gözün kapalı bile yenerim. Beni yenemeyeceksin.
would see your eyes before you die.
I sense you expected someone else.
What sorcery is this?
No sorcery. We knew you'd come. Robert needed to be sure he'd have time to get away.
So he flees.
We cannot deny your success. You have laid waste to our plans. First the treasure, then our men. Control of the Holy Land slipped away. But then he saw an opportunity to reclaim what has been stolen, to turn your victories to our advantage.
Al-Mualim still holds your treasure, and we've routed your army before. Whatever Robert plans, he'll fail again.
Ah, but it's not just Templars you'll contend with now.
Speak sense.
Robert rides for Arsa to plead his case that Saracen and Crusader unite against the Assassins.
That will never happen. They have no reason to.
Had, perhaps. But now you've given them one. 9, in fact. The bodies you've left behind, victims on both sides. You've made the Assassins an enemy in common and ensured the annihilation of your entire order. Well done.
Not 9. 8.
What do you mean?
You are not my target. I will not take your life. You're free to go, but do not follow me.
I don't need to. You're already too late.
We'll see.
Alright, welcome to the Bureau.
It was a trap.
I had heard the funeral turned to chaos. What happened?
Robert de Sable was never here. He sent another in his stead. He was expecting me.
You must go to Al-Mualim.
There's no time. She told me where he's gone, what he plans. If I return to Masyaf, he might succeed. And then, I fear we'll be destroyed.
We have killed most of his men. He cannot hope to mount a proper attack. Wait, did you say she?
Yes, it was a woman. Strange, I know. But that's for another time. For now, we must focus on Robert. We may have thinned his ranks, but the man is clever. He goes to plead his case to Richard and Salah ad-Din, to unite them against the common enemy. Against us.
Surely you're mistaken. This makes no sense. These two men would never...
Oh, but they would. And we have ourselves to blame. The men I've killed, men on both sides of the conflict. Men important to both leaders. Robert's plan may be ambitious, but it makes sense. And it could work.
Look, brother. Things have changed. You must return to Masyaf. We cannot act without our master's permission. It could compromise the Brotherhood. I thought you had learned this.
Stop hiding behind words, Malik. You wield the creed and its tenets like some shield. He's keeping things from us. Important things. You were the one told me we could never know anything, only suspect. Well, I suspect this business with the Templars goes deeper. When I'm done with Robert, I will ride for Masyaf that we may have answers. But perhaps you could go now.
I cannot leave the city.
Then walk amongst its people. Seek out those who served the ones I slew. Learn what you can. You call yourself perceptive. Perhaps you'll see something I could not.
I don't know. I must think on this.
Do as you must, my friend. But it's time I ride for Arsuf. Every moment I delay, our enemy gets one step ahead of me.
Be careful, brother.
I will be. I promise.
Interesting. So Altair thinks his master might be a bad guy. Ride to Arsuf and find Robert. Alright, well, let's go. See if I can even make it to the door before I get immediately seen and attacked. Willing to bet it will not happen. Alright, welcome to this creepy place. It looks like things are happening. We are here to kill this dude. Doesn't matter. Oh, okay. Alright, come on, camera, this way. Okay. We're here. I'm gonna have to fight my way there, I guess.
Over here! Filthy heretic! Get him!
Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? Kovalayın!
I'll have your head!
Gel buraya! Seni gözün kapalı bile yer.
Found him!
Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? O kadar kolay vazgeçmeyin.
أنت تتبع طريق الضلال أقتل الحشاش وسوف أشكرك بالخير. You cannot run forever.
Whoa, Lord.
سوف تموت هنا. How can one expect to be
Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun? Geber kafir! Kime boyun eğmek istiyorsun?
getting through it. Probably just gonna mute my audio for long sections of this, but we're getting through it.
Come no further. Hold a moment. It's words I bring, not steel.
Offering terms of surrender then. It's about time.
You misunderstand. It's Al-Mualim who sends me, not Salah ad-Din.
Assassin! What is the meaning of this? And be quick with it!
You've a traitor in your midst.
And he has hired you to kill me? Come to gloat about it before you strike? I wouldn't be taken so easily!
It's not you I've come to kill. It's him.
Speak then! That I may judge the truth. Who is this traitor?
Robert de Sable.
My lieutenant!
He aims to betray.
That's not the way he tells it. He seeks revenge against your people for the havoc you've wrought in Acre. And I am inclined to support him. Some of my best men were murdered by some of yours.
It was I who killed them, and for good reason. Hear me out. William of Montferrat. He sought to use his soldiers to take Acre by force. Gagné de Naplouse. He would use his skills to indoctrinate and control any who resisted. Sabrand. He intended to block the ports, preventing your kingdom from providing aid. They betrayed you, and they took their orders from Robert.
You expect me to believe this outlandish tale?
You knew these men, better than I. Are you truly surprised to learn of their ill intentions?
Is this true?
My liege, it is an assassin that stands before us. These creatures are masters of manipulation. Of course it isn't true.
I've no reason to deceive.
Oh, but you do. You're afraid of what will happen to your little fortress. Can it withstand the combined might of the Saracen and the Crusader armies?
My concern is for the people of the Holy Land. If I must sacrifice myself for there to be peace, so be it.
This is a strange place we find ourselves in. Each of you accusing the other.
There really is no time for this. I must be off to meet with Saladin and enlist his aid. The longer we delay, the harder this will become.
Hold a moment, Robert.
Why? What do you intend? Surely you do not believe him?
It is a difficult decision, one I cannot make alone. I must leave it in the hands of one wiser than I.
Thank you.
No, Robert, not you.
Then who?
The Lord. Let this be decided by combat. Surely God will side with the one whose cause is righteous.
If this is what you wish.
It is.
So be it. To arms, assassins! The time for games is ended.
It's done then. Your schemes, like you, are put to rest.
You know nothing of schemes. You're but a puppet. He betrayed you, boy. Just as he betrayed me.
Speak sense, Templar. Or not at all.
9 men he sent you to kill, yes? The 9 who guarded the treasure's secret.
What of it?
It wasn't 9 who found the treasure, assassin. Not 9, but 10.
A 10th? None may live who carry the secret. Give me his name.
Oh, but you know him well. And I doubt very much you'd take his life as willingly as you've taken mine.
Who?
It is your master, Al-Mualim.
But he is not a Templar.
Did you never wonder how it is he knew so much? Where to find us, how many we numbered, what we aspired to attain?
He is the master of the assassins.
Oui, master of lies. You and I just 2 more pawns in his grand game. And now, with my death, only you remain. Do you think he'll let you live, knowing what you do?
I've no interest in the treasure.
Ah, but he does. The only difference between your master and I is that he did not want to share.
No.
Ironic, isn't it? That I, your greatest enemy, kept you safe from harm. But now you've taken my life, and in the process, ended your own.
Where assassin. It seems God favors your cause this day.
God had nothing to do with it. I was the better fighter.
Ah, you may not believe in him, but it seems he believes in you. Before you go, I have a question.
Ask it then.
Why? Why travel all this way? Risk your life 1,000 times, all to kill a single man.
He threatened my brothers and what we stand for.
Ah, vengeance then?
No, not vengeance. Justice, that there might be peace.
This is what you fight for? Peace? Do you see the contradiction?
Some men cannot be reasoned with.
Like that madman, Saladin.
I think he'd like to see an end to this war as much as you.
So I've heard, but never seen.
Even if he doesn't say it, it's what the people want. Saracen and Crusader alike.
The people know not what they want. It's why they turn to men like us.
Then it falls to men like you to do what is right.
Nonsense. We come into the world kicking and screaming, violent and unstable. It is what we are. We cannot help ourselves.
No. We are what we choose to be.
You're kind. Always playing with words.
I speak the truth. There's no trick to be found here.
We'll know soon enough. But I fear you cannot have what you desire this day. Even now, that heathen Saladin cuts through my men and I must attend to them. But perhaps, having seen how vulnerable he is, he will reconsider his actions. Yes, in time, what you seek may be possible.
You were no more secure than him. Do not forget that. The men you left behind to rule in your stead did not intend to serve you for longer than they had.
Yes, yes. I am well aware.
Then I'll take my leave. My master and I have much to discuss. It seems that even he is not without fault.
He is only human, as are we all. You as well.
Safety and peace be upon you.
Yeah, later, man. The blood of a nemesis. Even better, can you just teleport me there? Hell yeah. I'm gonna be doing a minimal amount of talking. I'm so mad. We'll talk more at the end, but at this point we're committed. We're finishing it no matter how long is left.
I said get up, goddammit! Listen.
Oh no.
Seems your assassin friends found us.
What?
How'd you do it, Desmond?
Hey, look, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever's going on down there has got nothing to do with me.
They're here for you, and I sure as shit didn't invite them. What's the situation down there?
We're taking heavy fire.
Can you contain it? Or do I need to evacuate the prisoner?
Only 5 or 6. We've got them outnumbered. Couple of wounded, but we'll pull through. We'll get it under control.
God damn you, Desmond. You couldn't leave well enough alone.
I told you I had nothing to do with this. How would I even contact them? Telepathy? Come on.
Doesn't matter. They'll be dead soon enough. Here, have a listen.
That's been neutralized.
Looks like the cavalry won't be coming.
Dunno, Doc. We're freaking out a minute ago. Your little research facility not as secure as you thought it was? Worried they'll be back with more?
I don't think so, Desmond.
What Lucy here is trying to say is that there aren't any assassins left to come for you. We've been very busy this past year, hunting down your little enclaves, your desert communes and whatnot. I'm afraid you're on your own. Rest up, Mr. Miles. Tomorrow, we finish this.
Goody. Goody, goody gumdrops. But more importantly, Lucy, talk to me, baby. As soon as the grumpy doctor leaves, Lucy and I will chat. Leave, grumpy doctor man. Beautiful. Now you and I can talk.
I'm sorry, Desmond.
You mentioned the desert. Do you think...
They sent a team there, but the place was deserted. I don't know where your parents are, and I can't promise they're still alive. But I think they got away.
Thanks. Thanks for checking.
It's not as bad as it seems.
What are you talking about? They just killed, literally killed, my only chance of getting out of here. And then I find out the assassins are all but destroyed, and Christ, I still don't know what these people are planning. But I do know they plan to kill me when they're done. I am screwed, okay? What do you want me to do?
Just try and have a little faith. Have faith. Rest up, Desmond. You're gonna need the energy.
What was that zoom in supposed to be? Was there like something on her hand? I got distracted, and you guys I'll give you 3 solid guesses what I got distracted by. It was a little hard to focus. I have no idea. I think she's like must be like an assassin or whatever, or I don't know. Maybe she's an assassin or a sympathizer or something, but it kind of confirms what I've been thinking for a while, obviously, that maybe we could use her to our advantage. Maybe she's on Team Good Guy after all. I don't know.
Aren't you tired?
I guess so. But yeah, I gotta be honest, the zoom in, I was so like, what am I staring at? What's happening? And that I didn't really have any other time, so, you know, I don't know. Maybe she's maybe she's a good guy after all deep down, I don't know. Symbols. The following morning.
Get up.
Even earlier than usual, Doc.
I'd like to get this over with as quickly as possible.
If you say so.
Don't be so glum, Mr. Miles. Today is a historic day. One that will be remembered for years to come. Remembered by some of us, anyway.
Oh, get out of my face, you stupid idiot. I'm stuck on nothing. There we go. So get out of my face. Let's just finish this damn thing. Good Lord. I don't care. Just put me in. I'm sick of it. All of it.
Preparation is crucial to your success.
I'm sure it is.
Clear the area of archers and guards before confronting your assassination target.
Uh-huh. Good advice. Thanks, robot voice.
Where is everyone?
Gone to see the Master.
Was it the Templars? Did they attack again?
They walk the path.
What path? What are you talking about?
Towards the light.
Speak sense.
There is only what the Master shows us. This is the truth.
You've lost your mind.
You too will walk the path, or you will perish. So the Master commands.
It was Al-Mualim, wasn't it? What's he done?
He used the apple.
Praise be to the Master, for he has led us to the light.
He used the piece of Eden. Ah, so that is quite the plot twist, though. Turns out the Master was a bad guy all along, and like, you know, whether he's I don't know if he's a straight up Templar, but he used the piece of Eden to control all these people. Turns out he was a bad guy all along, using Altair for his own desires, you know, as it turns out. So that's interesting. Are we doing this again? Are we gonna have a problem? Okay. Right. Are we fighting or what? No? Am I gonna? All right, there we go. Bring it on, then. I'll kill you all.
Walk the path. Destroy him.
You'll never get away. You will not get away from me. You cannot escape.
Whoa. Alright. I was like, bring it on, I'll fight you all.
Altair!
Oh. Are some assassins being sane right now? Where? I don't know. Can I walk up the path now? Alright. I guess I'm allowed to now. Oh. How about...
You picked a fine time to arrive.
So it seems.
Guard yourself well, friend. Al-Mualim has betrayed us.
Yes. Betrayed his Templar allies as well.
How do you know?
After we spoke, I returned to the ruins beneath Solomon's temple. Robert had kept a journal, filled its pages with revelations. What I read there broke my heart. But it also opened my eyes. You were right, Altair. All along our master has used us. We were not meant to save the Holy Land, but deliver it to him. He must be stopped.
Be careful, Malik. What he's done to the others, he'll do to us given the chance. You must stay far from him.
What would you propose? My blade arm is still strong and my men remain my own. It would be a mistake not to use us.
Distract these thralls then. Assault the fortress from behind. If you can draw their attention away from me, I might reach Al-Mualim.
I will do as you ask, Dai.
The men we face, their minds are not their own. If you can avoid killing them.
Yes. Though he has betrayed the tenets of the Creed, it does not mean we must as well. I'll do what I can.
It's all I ask. Safety and peace, my friend.
Your presence here will deliver us both.
Alright, good luck, boys. Well, how about that? Working together. Bring it on. I don't care how many of you there are.
There are so many innocents. I must be careful not to harm them.
Yeah, we'll see. Excuse me. Oh. Not gonna be like that, is it? Right, well. Alright, we're through. Anyway, apparently I was supposed to go through the front door? Whatever. Whatever. Are you out here, old man? You filthy, treacherous punk?
No! What's happening?
So, a student returns.
I've never been one to run.
Never been one to listen either.
I still live because of it.
What will I do with you?
Let me go.
Oh, Altair. I hear the hatred in your voice. Feel its heat. Let you go? That would be unwise.
Why are you doing this?
I found proof.
Proof of what?
That nothing is true. And everything is permitted. Come. Destroy the betrayer. Send him from this world.
Oh, bring it on.
Face me! Or are you afraid?
I have stood before 1,000 men, all of them superior to you, and all of them dead, by my hand. I am not afraid.
Prove it.
What could I possibly fear? Look at the power I command.
Neat. Wow, did I get really lucky? Killed the right one immediately?
Have you any final words?
You lied to me. Called Robert's goal foul when all along it was yours as well.
I've never been much good at sharing.
You won't succeed. Others will find the strength to stand against you.
And this is why, so long as men maintain free will, there can be no peace.
I killed the last man who spoke as such.
Bold words, boy. But just words.
Then let me go. I'll put words into action. Tell me, Master, why did you not make me like the other assassins? Why allow me to retain my mind?
Who you are and what you do are twined too tight together. To rob you of one would have deprived me of the other. And those Templars had to die. But the truth is, I did try. In my study, when I showed you the treasure. But you are not like the others. You saw through the illusion.
Illusion?
That's all it's ever done. This Templar treasure, this piece of Eden, this word of God. Do you understand now? The Red Sea was never parted. Water never turned to wine. It was not the machinations of Iris that spawned the Trojan War, but this! Illusions! All of them!
What you plan is no less an illusion. To force men to follow you against their will.
Is it any less real than the phantoms the Saracens and Crusaders follow now? Those craven gods who retreat from this world that men might slaughter one another in their names? They live amongst an illusion already. I'm simply giving them another. One that demands less blood.
At least they choose these phantoms.
Or do they? Aside from the occasional convert or heretic?
It isn't right.
Ah, and now logic has left you. In its place, you embrace emotion. I'm disappointed.
What's to be done, then?
You will not follow me, and I cannot compel you.
And you refuse to give up this evil scheme.
It seems then we are at an impasse.
No, we are at an end.
I will miss you, Altair. You were my very best student.
Oh, Lord.
Blind is all you've ever been. All you'll ever be.
Assuming he's about to appear. There he is.
Impossible. The student does not defeat the teacher.
الشيء واقع مطلق بل كل ممكن.
So it seems. You have won then. Go and claim your prize.
You held fire in your hand, old man. It should have been destroyed.
Destroy the only thing capable of ending the Crusades and creating true peace? Never.
Then I will.
We'll see about that. I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was a chasing after wind, for in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge, increaseth sorrow. Destroy it! Destroy it, as you said you would.
I can't.
Yes, you can, Altair. But you won't.
Am I supposed to do something here?
We've got it.
What the hell was that?
Well?
We've got the map.
How many?
At least half a dozen.
We don't need them all.
We should assume some amount of decay. I can't imagine they'll all still be functioning. At least 2 appear to reside on land masses that no longer exist.
We'll dispatch teams to each site and determine viability. We only need 1, after all.
What about the rest?
Collect them. Let's not leave anything to chance. Last thing we need is some damn survivor making trouble for us in the new world.
And the assassin?
We have what we need. Kill him.
Wait. You know how these things work. I doubt we'll be able to walk right in.
What's your point?
We might need him. His memories. I'd recommend we hold him until we have confirmation that there aren't any surprises waiting for us at the sites.
This is a waste of time.
You said it yourself. We shouldn't leave anything to chance.
Very well. Ensure we have no further need of him, then kill him.
Fine. Stop undermining my authority!
I just saved your ass.
Let's go. We've got a lot of work to do. Don't get too comfortable, Mr. Miles. We'll be back for you soon enough.
What the hell is that?
Ah, Home Slice has eagle vision. Wow, that's a lot of gamer score. Complete Assassin's Creed. You've slain, but there is but one more. Fully honor the tenets of the creed. You are a master assassin. You've witnessed Altair's memorable moments in all their splendor. You were bold enough to challenge. Oh, okay. Wow. There's like... Interesting. Right, so like... Now what?
Oh my god. Looks like... Is that blood? The hell were they keeping here before me? And what happened to him? What does it mean, I wonder?
And what does it mean, I wonder? Oh, good lord. Well... Well, that's it. We did it. Do you feel like winners? I certainly do. That was 5 hours. That's how long that took. 5 hours. I recorded for that for 5 hours. Oh my god. That was like borderline not worth it. Alright, so in an effort to make sure there's nothing else, I'm gonna wait until these credits are over because I cannot skip them because of course I can't. And then we'll talk at the end of it all. Hey, look at that. There was something at the end of it all. A strange vision has appeared to you. What could it mean? Weird. Well, it's like absolutely everywhere. Huh. So I guess, weird. I can just like hop back on the Animus and stuff. Oh. Oh, okay. So I could hop back into this if I wanted to, Right. Okay, so I could hop back into this if I was trying to, like, you know, grab all the flags and stuff. Okay. I got you. Okay. I understand now. Alright, so, let's talk really quick. I'm gonna try to keep the hate out, channel out the anger for a minute, and let's just concentrate on not feeling quite so angry. So, all in all, I am happy we did the game because it opens the door to the Assassin's Creed series, and that's a good thing. And now we can do Ezio Collection, and I've never done Assassin's Creed 2, but I can only hope it's more streamlined, and from what I understand it is, and I hope that is true. It'll be cool to see the start of Ezio's story. I don't know if we're doing Assassin's Creed next right away. Or if we'll be taking a break from the series because I need time to heal, or what. I liked seeing the beginning of the modern side of things, have things make sense from that perspective. It was cool to have things have a baseline to start the story. It was cool meeting Altair and seeing his growth. It was a great story, very well put together. The plot twist was awesome, and seeing you know, that the leader of the assassins was the bad guy. You know, he was the puppet master. He was a Templar ally, but he wasn't an actual Templar, and then he betrayed them too because he had the Piece of Eden. And so, you know, the story was really cool. All of my problems with the game are affected by its age. Because the combat in the game is hard. Getting the timings and when to counter moves versus when not to and stuff is really difficult. The window to counter it is really rough, and a lot of the time I don't totally know, like, I guess there's things about the combat I don't understand. Like, a lot of the time you would attack, and like the timings of even regular attack is really finite, and so it's very, you know, it's not, you can't just button spam it and have it be fine. They want you to know what you're doing is the idea. And so when you don't get and don't love the combat like I do, then it makes it hard, because often the enemy will just bitch slap you. They'll just backhand you, and often it just results in a lot of, I feel like, abuse, that your assassin is just getting his butt kicked by groups of enemies. So the combat's not awesome, and then even going stealth wise, it's not awesome either, because the enemies, they see you from a long ways away, and you can't. And yeah, it's just that, yeah, it's not friendly to stealth assassination, so you're kind of forced a lot of the time to use their combat. And then especially the finale. The finale is all actual straight up combat. And so it's rough, because then they do things like remove all of your health, and so you have to do parts of the fight with 0 health. And then you have to fight waves and waves and waves of enemies in a combat system that's not incredibly fun. And the parkour is less intuitive than it will be in later games. Just because of its age, you know, and so the parkour, it's annoying to traverse, it's annoying to do the combat, it's annoying to do the boss fights, you know what I mean, like, it's a lot of annoying things about it. It was cool to do it, it was cool to start the story, and all that, but there's things about it that were not fun at all. And there's to be huge sections, hours and hours of footage today is going to be cut out. Normally, I show failures. In this editing at this particular moment, I'm thinking I will probably cut out my failures. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'll end up doing in editing, because I'll just don't know if I will show like different ones where I failed, or if, like, you watching this part now, if you're still here, then you'll just know that if I showed it or not. If I didn't show it, know that I failed hundreds of times in today's episode with everything I did. Across the series too, but especially today's episode. If I didn't show it. For ease of editing, I might not, and I'll just cut it all out, because screw it. You get it. Lots of failure. Or I could also see myself showing it in editing. I don't know what I'll do. Regardless, I am happy that we're done with this game, because today is the finale. This is it. I am happy with the gamer score I got. That's pretty exciting. There's other achievements in this game I could get that I won't, probably. There's a couple of viewpoints I could get to grab it. I'm not gonna do that. You know, so there's other things I could do, but I don't really foresee that happening. So anyway, so this video was not great. My commentary is not great. The gameplay is not great. Hopefully, if you're here for the story, hopefully you can get and enjoy that. And mostly, we can all be happy that we can play the rest of the series, and that now we're done. And it's over, and that we can be happy about. So today was a day of finales. We did the finale of Walking Dead, which was a lot of fun. We did the finale of this, which was a lot like torture. And now we do part 1 of both of my new series tomorrow. For my new main game, I don't know. I lean towards thinking we might take a break from Assassin's Creed as a series, because I mean, depending on how I feel tomorrow. If I wake up tomorrow and I'm in a jolly mood and it's fine, then whatever. Then maybe we'll jump into something else. At this particular moment, I am thinking that I will probably take a break from the series. We'll do probably a playthrough of something not Assassin's Creed related, and then we'll probably maybe jump into Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection. And maybe we'll jump into Assassin's Creed, and then maybe we'll jump into Assassin's Creed 2. At this moment, I'm thinking we'll take a break. We will see if that's true. I'm also thinking that we're probably not gonna do the visual novel yet for If My Heart Had Wings, for my new side game. We'll probably jump into the other game I've been thinking of doing that you guys will see tomorrow. I'm pretty set in stone for that one. Regardless, it'll be part 1 of my new main and side games tomorrow. Especially my main game is very likely. Hopefully work goes fine so that I will feel interested in recording my side game. We will see, and ultimately we will see. Sorry about this video, sorry about the commentary, sorry about my rage, sorry about the video length. It'll be a long video, because even with hours and hours of footage being cut out, it's gonna be a nightmare to edit. I didn't realize how far we had. It felt like we were so close. This always happens in my finales, and I wish I had just stopped like 3 hours ago. But I didn't, and here we are. Anyway, at least now it's over, and so tomorrow I don't have to do it anymore. And that's the real takeaway. So anyway, that is going to call for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the content today. And we will talk to you guys later.